or just fake into the conversation that we already had.
Yeah.
You know.
I like faking an intro.
Yeah.
It's rolling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck fake intros.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're...
Speaking of great intros, we were on a show together just a couple of days ago.
They didn't have great intros. It was fucking the worst.
That was one of the most bizarre shows I've ever been a part of.
So what irked me, and I talked.
You were getting mad. So I was sitting next to you just because I was just like, I'll sit next to Marcus. And I could just feel you getting mad.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was pissed for several. Okay, so it was a cluster storm. It was, first of all, I don't like when I feel like I con my friends into doing a show.
Yeah,
that's terrible. So you say that you were doing the show because I was on it. I felt awful.
Well, it wasn't. It was you were on it. Mikey B was on it.
Yeah.
There was
on
like
paper.
Everyone who was on it when I was a Perch, I was like, oh, those are all my friends.
Yeah,
and I was
on
like,
paper, solid lineup, solid show. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So and then seeing, without giving a name, there was a friend who is also a co-owner of a comedy club in Austin.
Yes.
Or and
which I found out mid-set.
Yeah, no, and so I know, and so like
I called him like a snake farmer or something, and they were like, he owns a comedy club, and I was like, oh, okay.
But I was upset for everybody because it's like you got someone like that, you got this lineup. This should be like fish in a barrel.
It should actually be like a show. Like if that guy was coming out to a show that was at like. If we did that lineup, but it was at like Blue Jay, or like some good room, that would have been a killer show, and I feel like he would have been able to actually get a look at people like doing their set. Instead, you're put in a weird like futuristic juice place, and everyone in there is bizarre.
Yeah,
everyone was good looking for some reason. And then I mentioned it during my set, but I like. It was a kava bar, that's what they say, and I don't know much about that, but they treat it like a regular bar. Like they were bringing out like shot glasses, and they were like it was like this milky white substance, these dudes are they're cheersing and doing shots, but it's not alcohol, so it's like what's happening here?
Honestly, kava is, depending on what variation you get, what types they got, the Delta 8 and Kratom or whatever. It's basically if you milked cocaine and if you milked weed. That's what. If a cow got into a fucking weed farm and ate and then he milked it, that's
cocaine
what it tastes
cow.
like. Cocaine cow, dude. Like it's awful. It's like it's
the
either
Cocaine Bear sequel.
Oh my god, cocaine cow. You know, the fucking bovine of bricks. You know, just fucking. It's like it's a terrible. It's awful aftertaste.
It's a cocaine cow powdered milk.
Oh my god! Moo, you want to invest in Ethereum? You know, fucking
moo. Let's start a business.
Oh god damn it, dude! And then the host he's newer, and my thing is I don't care if you're newer and you don't know exactly what you're doing. But when I offer a suggestion as someone who's
is he newer? Because that guy, I picture him to be either newer or really old, like really like
no, he's
like 20 years in.
No. He's like maybe 4, but
okay.
I mean this is like post-pandemic 4.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't even mind you being inexperienced or even bad.
Yeah,
it's just if I've literally dedicated the past 15 years of my fucking life to doing this. And when I offer a suggestion, like it'd be like if someone who's a plumber and he's offering you a suggestion about what to do with your pipes, just nod and accept it. You don't have to. You don't disagree with it openly with someone who's been doing it for 15 years. Like that's what annoyed me.
At least consider it.
Yeah, and he was like trying to pass the blame on everybody else. Like,
what was interesting, and I mean I don't know how much people know about. And people don't know how comedy or timing or anything works like that. But when you do a show, you're given an amount of time to perform.
Yeah.
And the club or the person running the show or the host will like someone will keep track of the time, but not the comic themselves, you know?
Yeah.
The comic themselves, you as a comic, you get an innate sense of like how long you've been on stage, so you could guess. but you need someone else to be responsible for that and to light you.
Yeah.
And this show, I think we started late. There was about 6 audience members, and we were on, when we were in the middle of comic number 2, the show is, by when it should have started, was going for an hour and 20 minutes.
It was I was
Which
fuming.
Was so fun.
I was fuming.
I was dying laughing. I was laughing, and I was like so amused at how mad you were getting, and I was waiting for you to blow up, and then there was porn on the table. They had like a porn vending machine, and someone got it.
Yeah,
and there was it said
porn and Pokemon, porn and chicken,
in an envelope, but there was just porn.
It was just like ripped out.
What was the chicken part of the?
They were stickers.
Oh, stickers,
chicken stickers. So it was.
I would have been interested in that.
Yeah. No, but even then they were roosters. So get it, cock.
Oh, yeah. Very heavy-handed, yeah.
Oh God, dude.
And then Pokemon cards, which I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I got those.
The younger kids were all excited.
I got those. I literally put my debit card
on the swap meet.
Yeah, and I saw porn, and I literally bypassed porn and went right to Pokemon cards in the ultimate like nerd flex. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. We did that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, I almost needed it, kind of.
Yeah,
because I had a stretch of like really fun shows.
Yeah,
really, and then
like good situation shows.
Yeah, really, they're really fun. The crowds are good. Or I got to work with someone I haven't worked with before. Like me doing that St. Augustine show with Brent, and like,
oh yeah, that's right.
And he was super cool. And so you kind of, it's for me. I always feel like the universe is always there to humble me. You know,
comedy. I mean. You learn that, right?
Well, comedy itself does it. But like earlier that day, I was at Target and I got recognized from doing stand-up just out in the public. You know?
Oh, that's awesome.
And the lady was loud about it. So then like everyone in a 40-foot square radius was like
looking at you.
Yeah.
They pull out their phone. Like,
oh yeah, it was like this kind of like, all right, cool. I guess things are doing all right, you know? And then I go there and then that happens. It's like, well, I mean, even after the show though, it was like, the club owner guy, I think is wanting to do, because he buys the time between Texas and here.
Oh yeah,
because he has business and stuff here, and he potentially wants to do business
shows
here.
And stuff?
Here,
yeah.
Do some stuff here, bring some guys from Texas here.
Oh, cool,
and all that stuff. So, I mean, it wasn't a complete fucking failure, but it was just like, I mean. 15 minutes. That's a long time to hate fuck a crowd with.
Well, and then everyone was trying to do the same thing, basically, because that was the only thing you could do is like kind of talk. It was kind of crowd work, but not even that, because you can't even. What was there was not even a crowd. A crowd. It was like table work.
Yeah.
There was a few people at a bar. Whatever that girl that walked in at the end of my set.
Oh yeah.
She was wearing like tissue paper. And moon boots that were sequiny ski. They looked like ski lift boots.
Yeah.
And she was. It was so bizarre because I started at her boots because they're so sparkly, and I worked my way up, and then I get to her face, and I was like, "Oh wow, you were weathered."
She was dressed like a sentient disco ball.
Yes.
Like it was fucking.
Or it was like a doll, like a doll, but it was like a
American Girl Does Meth doll.
Used up party edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
peaked in high school Barbie.
Yeah, way too much ecstasy Barbie.
Yeah. God damn it, man.
Yeah. So what else? What is good?
It's so weird. That's another thing. It's like my personal life. We talked about this off air, I guess you could call it, or whatever.
Your personal life is you got a killer shirt on.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm wearing a pretty badass Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I get a lot of compliments for it, and it's so weird because I couldn't wear it for the longest time because I was too heavy.
Oh yeah,
it was like it was real super snug.
Yeah,
and the buttons are loose from those days, so they don't stay fastened very much.
Oh, okay.
I loosened them not too much.
That's funny. Like they pull too much.
Oh yeah, the front buttons on my shirt look like you never seen it in Spider-Man when he's holding back the subway train. That's what it's like. That's what it resembled basically.
Yeah,
it was like hold. It was but no, it's a fun shirt. It's comfortable. I gotta look up this brand and see what kind of other shirts they got.
Yeah. So what's going on with your personal life?
No, it's just the family stuff.
Family
stuff.
Well,
I got a lot of family. Like right now, I got my dad. His health is taking a dive or whatever, and then my aunt's in a care facility. My uncle's in a care facility.
Oh no.
And then we had a death of it was a friend of the family, but they're friends we've known so long. They're like pretty much blood. They're not blood, but they're family.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just, and then comedy used to feel like anything comedy related used to feel very formulaic because I had dedicated. I became a professional comic, and it became like work.
Right.
And then now it's fun again. That's the weird contrast of like tragedy and like depressing states of life.
Yeah.
Is go into a shitty open mic is fun again.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird feeling. It's a strange
getting away from your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially. It's like oh. Yeah, because I'm not married.
I view stand up like golf now. I'm just like I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go to the links to get away from.
Yeah. Just if I just want to get out of the house.
That was the thing is like I'm not married. I don't have kids. So comedy was just like I gotta go do this again. But now I have like a responsibility in my life again. Where I'm taking care of someone else.
And it's like it's your job, so it's like you continue to.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to view it more as like a job. Even though I have a regular daytime job, I'm trying to view comedy as more like a part-time job that I could try to do more and more.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more comics that I know that are good. Because that's the thing that for me it's encouraging in a weird way, but it's frustrating. Is seeing like young or not even young, but like newer comics who don't even have half the skill that some of my friends and stuff that I know have that are just getting on all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like okay, all right, well, I'm not the type to take stuff away from anyone.
It's I guess they're smooging or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
There's
but
a lot
I know
of that.
You mean.
Well, because one of the things that it's so funny. I had this conversation with my brother where I'm starting to sound like a complacent old man.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like half these comics, like if you take myself out of the equation, there's a bunch of people I know from years ago. Some of them were big and stuff like. But at the mic, even at the mic level, like some of the comics that are getting on all kinds of stuff now, they couldn't even handle being a micer in those days.
Yeah.
Because it was like, when I was doing the mics in those days, half those guys are famous now. Or
right.
like touring nationally or writers for SNL. And so like just being on the mic in those days was a fight for survival.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but that's that I think is what makes you good,
Yeah.
Like if you're fortunate enough to come up in a good scene, which I mean, there's scenes everywhere all across America, and there's notable like bigger scenes, of course. But I feel like every mid-sized to major city has a comedy scene. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
I guess some of them, once in a while, they don't, but most of them do. And then if you come up in a really good one with a lot of talented people, that I feel like it helps make you a good comic. Yeah,
see, like people are always talking about like Austin, but I see they have a lot of good crowds. See, like Florida's weird, and I don't know how it was in San Diego, but like we had good comics, but the crowds weren't always good. Like, our ability.
San Diego was good comics and good crowds.
Damn, dude. Yeah, no, Florida's rough. It was, and my thing is like there's so many people moving.
We had a lot of bad comics, dude. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. That's every scene. Yeah. That's every scene. My thing is though,
A lot of them are dead.
Oh, from drugs?
Well, from a lot of things.
Jesus Christ!
But
yeah. There's quite a few.
No, there's so many. It's amazing how many comics you meet, right? And you coming up to like how many years?
Yeah.
And even like you have your main core people that you came up with, and then you branch out, and then even just I love the random fucking wackos you meet along the way.
Oh, those are shows. Well, see here, I think here's what's frustrating. When you did the mics in those days, and you met the random wackos would never get work. Yeah. You just knew they were going to be. Now random wackos are getting fucking
he's
work.
A fucking bringer comic. Like, fuck him. They would just be dismissed.
Now they're getting work. Now they're starting rooms. Like.
They're starting companies.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And so I guess that's was. There used to be a feeder system. It was like tiers to it. Like, it was like.
Yeah.
Like, if you
a
were
meritocracy.
If you were going to move, you had to make sure that you were at least decent in your scene. There's people that are moving. To these bigger scenes, and they're not even like the 15th best person at an open mic.
You know what? Like, I think, like, best of luck to them, and I think some of them will like find a way into like becoming funny or whatever. But if they're not funny here, then they go to a bigger scene. Like, they're going to be just that much further down the list.
Yeah,
and it's. I think some people well, you know what? I say this, and I know I could name people who contradict this statement. Mm-hmm. But some people will move to a scene thinking like a bigger comedy scene will make them
better.
When a lot of times, like, it's harder to come about stage time, and it's a lot harder to do like the things that you're supposed to do to become better.
Yeah.
And they just think like or they'll just say like I'm an LA I'm a Los Angeles based comic, I'm an LA comic.
Yeah.
And you go like, yeah, but like I know you stink,
Yeah.
and they're like, I'm a door guy at the Comedy Store, and you're like, yeah, you are. But and they're like,
but that's all you are, is a door guy.
And then they're like, but I'm going up in the beginning of the show in the belly room. And you're like, you're going up 5 minutes, but they're forced to because they pay you minimum wage.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, it gets ugly.
Yeah,
and then but some people, I guess, if you hang around long enough, it works out.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, but then those people, if they're hanging out. And then they get good, then I applaud them. I just don't like.
Of course, yeah. And there are people who I know that situation too.
Yeah,
I know people who were like funny. I knew younger, and then they became funnier and funnier, and
But there's just like wave. It's this weird wave of like people that would do anything for fame.
Which is
except
gross.
Get good.
Except be good.
Have sharp writing. Have a original charismatic personality. Anything. They're just like, I just want to do
any kind of a stage ability.
Yeah. I wonder if porn stars like have this conversation.
Dude, there has to be.
He's just all dick, dude. He has no charisma. It's just.
It's so funny.
He just slaps his fat cock out there, man. He doesn't even finesse the women. They're dry when he inserts it. Like, come on, man. Like, fucking.
That's so funny. That must be though. Like, it must be. God, porn. It's funny to get older in comedy and think like, oh man, these young people. But like, could you imagine older porn stars and then OnlyFans comes around? Like, because there are people who like had to like, comedy, you have to like really sacrifice a lot to do it. But like porn is like a way different level. You're sacrificing like a whole other thing, and then OnlyFans comes out and they just stay at home, and it's like all So, like, someone who did porn, like, just years before that, like, and devastated their life, they were, like, so close to not having to do that.
And the professionalism of porn, especially, like, in the 90s and 80s and 90s.
Oh,
you had to drive to a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had to get a makeup artist and, like, all this stuff and primp, and it's like, all right, well, call time is like call time for the porn.
Casting
at 8:30
scenes.
promptly, we will start sucking and fucking.
And then even like when they did like dialogue and stuff and like plots, like back. Yes. I mean, that was kind of even like before our time,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I think anyway.
Yeah,
the last plotted thing, and I don't think it's a plot, but that pirates porn. Remember that?
Oh, it had CGI in it.
Yeah,
fucking porn had CGI in it.
So awesome.
Yeah, I see the yeah, I think it was like Pirates Stagnetti's Revenge or something like that. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've seen okay, this has actually happened. I've seen a porn where I forgot it was a porn because the storyline captivated me. And I got like enthralled in the storyline.
You were wrapped up.
I was. And
wait,
I was
what were you watching? Like Cinemax?
No, this was like just
you were a Pornhub.
It was a Pornhub, and I was like, I want more scenes of this, whatever this is, because I like this actress, and then I found it was like a full length movie, and then it was like this like detective thing, and it was like a plot twist, and I was like, what
plot twist?
There was a plot twist in it, and I remember like doing what I needed to do, get rid of that biological need. And then just naked watching the rest of it because I wanted to see how this played out.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening right now? I'm actually watching the rest of the porn. Like, they're no longer fucking. They're like, there's like a police chase and everything. I was like, what is happening?
That's like it changed locations and stuff?
It changed locations.
Wow.
They get action sequences in
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, cool. Oh, man, that girl's back on
It would
again.
be funny to take just a movie, like an old movie, and then cut porn into like porn scenes into like weave them into it,
Yeah.
Like
well Disney tried to do that.
Oh, really?
They have there's a whole bunch of things where like the animators were sneaking shit in. Probably the most prominent one was there was a movie called The Rescuers.
Oh yeah.
And it was about these two like mice and
or chipmunk things or whatever.
Yeah, and they're flying on the back of a pigeon in New York, right? And they zoom past the window, and then one of the animators stuck a still shot of porn, like a naked woman, in The Rescuers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look it up.
Yeah. And there's I
know the Little Mermaid. The guy gets a boner, right? The dad.
Dad has a boner, and then there was also the cover. There's two different covers for the old VHSs.
Oh, and the castle, right?
Yeah, I used to own it. I sold it on eBay for like $40, and it was like a bad copy. It wasn't even really good.
Oh yeah.
But people were scooping these fucking VHS copies because they had these like phallic shaped.
It was gold.
Phallic shaped towers. But the top,
I remember that because I had the VHS. So I think I had I had one of those.
I found it for like $1 at this like thrift store in I want to say Ocala. And the back of the VHS there was like the whole thing was like ripped out, but the front was in good condition. And some dude paid like $40-something.
That's awesome
for the Little Mermaid with the dick towers, basically.
I told I was gonna say, Puff Daddy got it. P Diddy, Puffy. I still call him Puff Daddy because I grew up. I'm that old. The back of that Knicks roster, up there where the tickets are.
Yeah,
the back of that is signed by Puff Daddy.
Oh
and
shit!
It says Puff Daddy.
You better watch out.
I met him at a game, or at a whatever that game was, and so I was wondering if I could sell that.
Probably,
but but it's kind of sentimental to me, so I don't.
Well, then don't sell it. But right now, if you were going to
right now,
it would be the best time.
Yeah,
because the Dukes of Hazzard. I used to own this little Dukes of Hazzard wind-up car.
Yeah,
it was literally maybe an inch long. It was like a mini wind-up car.
Oh,
and I got that. I went to a flea market and I literally bought this whole tub of toys for like $5. So it probably cost me a penny.
What was better than like when you're young and you have a box of toys or a tub of toys and they're best. Just all it's just a sea of men and like things,
the best
creatures.
I can only imagine the excitement of like just going through it and just like, oh, look at all the candidates.
Yeah.
It always,
scoop your hand in and
it would be like being a
bit.
hot person on Hinge. You know, it's just like, oh, the kid, just bring them all in. Just shower me with all your toys. Like that was the equivalency of that, because it was like especially when they were like every once in a while you get a tub where they're like, you could buy it for $5. And I'm like, my God, it's $5, seriously. And they're like, yeah,
mystery tub.
And I'd come home with the mystery tub, and I would just be like, oh my God, you know. And then when you find like an expensive figure in there, it's like, this doesn't belong here. I can't believe I found this, you know. But that little General Lee, I think maybe it was like, if you do the math, $5 minus all the toys, less than a penny probably.
Wow.
And I sold it for like $55 on eBay.
Damn.
Because this is around the time when they were getting rid of all the Confederate monuments and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, well, Daddy's gonna be an opportunity.
That's funny. That's funny to do like just like to do like newsworthy sales, you
just
know?
Capitalize on tragedy.
Capitalize on or a drama, whatever the drama is.
Yeah. Biden fell. It's trying to stock up on I don't know, pillows.
I just love his like Puff Daddy's like human trafficking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe his autograph is worth more.
Yeah. I know a guy that had an autographed copy of like a Bill Cosby album.
Oh really?
A couple of years ago, when
it says night night.
Yeah. We got the bloop flip flop.
I never really listened to Cosby do stand up much, and believe it or not, before the whatchamacallit, before the stuff came out about him, my friend who grew up in Philadelphia, or just outside Philadelphia, like said like everyone knows like Cosby is a rapist. So I guess that shit was out there, allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, like they would like go, I don't know.
Yeah, because Hannibal Buress was like one of the more mainstream guys. Like,
well, he said it. He said it in 2014.
Yeah.
My friend would tell me this stuff like years and years ago.
Oh shit.
So, but that was like, you know how like closer to home, I guess, like more, you know.
Yeah.
Because that was not like a national talked about thing at all. But I even have a screenshot, and it's from 2010, and it's him like making a joke about it.
Oh shit.
And I said to him, because it popped up in like a thing on my social media, and I said, hey, you had Hannibal Buress by 4 years. And he said, oh, way before that, or so, you know.
Oh shit.
I was like, oh, okay.
You know the funny thing is, like, I wasn't really big on Cosby. I just
I used to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't really either. I would never really listen to him do stand up, but I used to do a joke, and this was true. Like, I would get ready in the morning for work when in California, and I would I would turn on the TV, and for 15 minutes, I would have 15 minutes before I had to leave. And it was the first 15 minutes of the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
And so they would always get into some situation, but I would have to leave, so I'd never see it resolved.
You never got any.
So I used to say, like, to me, the Cosby family is just a complete mess. You know, like, because they never resolve anything, and because I have to leave. And I used to laugh about that, and then all that shit came out, and I was like, oh man, that joke was like, that joke was kind of more right than. I never got into Cosby. I just, for several reasons. A lot of his stuff was when he was putting out albums, and like I was actually listening to him. This was years ago. Maybe older me would get into it. And he's like a storyteller, right?
Well, but he's also like talks about family and stuff. Like when I would actually he's telling a story about it, like his kid and like changing the diaper for the first time, and like that didn't resonate to me as a 17-year-old
and
kid.
Is he like, and that's a stinky doo doo, you know, like, is it like a lot of like bouncy cartoonish sounds, or is it like jokes?
Well, I mean his timing, I mean looking back now, his timing was good. It's like they tell you about changing the diapers, and they didn't tell you about the smell. You know, like or whatever. It's just the timing was good, but but it was just like stuff that I didn't give a fuck about at the time because I was like in my 20s or whatever. And then at the time before everything came out about him, he was doing this thing where he was like telling rappers to pull their pants up.
Oh, I remember that.
And it's like, I had this big disdain towards clean comics. Yeah. A lot of clean comics I worked with were the worst fucking people. The worst. Yeah, they would go on stage and like do comedy for Christ, and then just be complete assholes. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's just a complete dick. Fuck clean comics, you know. And he just fell into that for me. Right. And so I was like, fuck him and his fucking wholesome shit.
Do you still hate clean comics?
I mean, there's my thing is I don't like
hate religious comics.
I don't hate any comic per se. I don't like.
You believe
comics.
In the brotherhood?
I hate pretentious comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So a lot of clean comics were very pretentious. There'd be a lot of comics that would be like, I don't have to say F words to get laughs.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, how about you go fucking die? How about you? You suck. I hate you. I was so bitter, you know. And the thing is, because they would also get a lot of work. They would get a lot of
churches and stuff.
Well, yeah, and then lucrative work on top of it. Yeah. And I do clean when I do corporate stuff. Yeah. You know, but my clean is pushing the envelope a lot of times. You know, I'm very. Everyone in the audience that knows comedy can tell that this guy's walking on eggshells, but the check was fat, so he's doing this gig, you know. But there's so many comics now that are technically clean, but they're the way their cadence, the way they tell the story, they're not. I can tell they're not. They're just being themselves. Yeah, they're being themselves, and they're not like placating to a certain whatever. They're just doing themselves. Like, for example, Dusty Slade. Dusty Slade doesn't really. He's not vulgar. He doesn't. You know, there's like guys like
Southern?
Southern. A lot of Southern guys are capable, like their lifestyle and stuff. I don't know. There's something about it.
Their mama taught them not to cuss.
Yeah, like Dusty Slade, Nate Bargatze. There's a couple guys that actually curse.
Do you like Nate Bargatze?
Yeah, I like his just his way of thinking, you know? Yeah. And like his style. Like anyone who can talk in that demeanor and crush a room is impressive to me. Like there's an impressive.
Oh yeah, no, he's incredibly smooth. Yeah. And incredibly smooth delivery, and you know.
Yeah, as someone who came up.
I don't. Go on.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, all right. I was as someone that came up in an environment where I like me years ago. Like it's so much more energetic than I am now. Like I changed my timing and pacing because
I started, stage. You mean?
Well, I had to because I started doing bigger shows. Yeah, and you have to like pace it differently because if not, you're stepping on your laughter.
Right. Yeah.
And but before I started doing those, I was a freight train on stage.
Right.
Whatever energy you
comedy club.
Oh God, it was like. There's some guys that I could name that are like energetic that you imagine them, but like on coke. Yeah. Like I would come off stage drenched in sweat half the times. Like I was just like to the point where people were like, "Dude, how do you do it?" Because I was also heavier. I was heavier than I am. But that was also built out of necessity from the rooms. I was doing.
Did one of those Chris Farley kicks. You know,
oh God, I used to do. I was very animated. I did all kinds of weird shit. I would like whip the mic cord, like a bullwhip, and then I would like rub my stomach a lot. It was weird, a lot of weird shit. It was like nervous tics and stuff. And then my energy was like a freight train. But I would always be envious of anyone who could just like I don't know sit on a stool, fucking just and get that same rowdy bar going. Without having to fucking beat them into submission.
Well, there's something about like when you have a really good joke that's just like all the powers in the words and the delivery, so you don't have to like do anything physical. Yeah. But being physical and like bringing that energy like takes it to a new level, you know. But I've heard comics. I think it was Bobby Kelly. He said he hurt his knee at one point. It was on that Torgasm show.
Okay.
Do you remember that show?
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
He like hurt his knee. They made fun of him a lot, and but he said something when they were talking about it. He said, I broke my knee and I went from like being really animated and moving all over the stage to having to stay still because I couldn't move. Yeah. And he said, so it made me focus on my jokes a lot more because I couldn't, like physicality with it. So he said the words became more important. Yeah. And then you have people who are just like one-liner comics. Like I used to know a dude who like seemingly disappeared. He was like a really talented musician and music, like he like knew a lot about punk music and stuff. Yeah. He was a great comic. He was a one-line comic and he wore a suit. And he used to work all the time and I can't find him anymore.
Oh, that's weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You have people like that disappeared?
It happens every couple of years. Yeah. Like over the years, there's been several comics where I'm like, man, if you just took this kind of serious, you would be a big deal, you know. But they're just like, it's just a thing they do. Like it's like, God, I hate that. Like I'm over here like stressing about this and this and this, and then their just natural ability or their natural personality. It's just like, oh my God, everyone in this room is captivated by you. And then you ask them like, oh, so you doing any shows? You do anything? And they're like, nah, not really. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? It's wild. It's a wild. But it happens every couple of years. There's a couple. There's a couple that are kind of still around, but they'll never put any effort to do anything with it. And it's like, man, you're more captivating than 80% of the industry, and you just won't. You're not. You know? Yeah. It's kind of respectful in a way. There's a respect of like, damn, fuck, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like it's, yeah. I know it's interesting to see like some people, and then like everyone has like different opinions. So some people like you'll see someone and you'll be like, love them, you know. Yeah. And you'll be like they should be famous, and you know, but the industry or quoting, you know. Yeah, powers that be pick who they pick, you know.
Yeah, it's like seeing a guy who's 7'2", and he's like evenly proportioned. Yeah, and he looks athletic, and he's like, I've never played basketball in my life. Like, what the fuck? Are you seriously?
Why not?
What the hell's wrong with you? You know. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. It's Easter.
It is Easter. We're recording on Easter because we don't have families. Yeah, yeah. No, Marcus just came from family, and I was laying on the my outside couch recovering from camping.
Yeah, dude. How was that?
It was cool. We went to Hannon Park. You know where that is? By Mayport.
Yeah, it's fun.
And we went to the beach one day, which was really nice. Sat on the beach. We brought the dogs camping. Yeah.
How did they enjoy that?
They liked it. They were well behaved. They got pretty messy, but they seemed to enjoy it. Yeah, and I got to cook over charcoal, which was fun. You know, I brought like a little Weber grill.
You have a gas grill, right?
I have a little like griddle, like a 17-inch griddle. Yeah, but I wanted to cook over charcoal this time. Okay, so I have like a little Weber kettle, which is just like the traditional like little round Weber grill, and that was good.
Is there a taste, like a taste difference? Because there's
charcoal to gas.
Yeah, people. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah. So gas is propane is very like tasteless. Okay. So you're really like just applying heat to it for people who are very passionate about charcoal will tell you could taste the gas, but that's not true. Charcoal, though, does impart a particular flavor, and it's kind of like a smoky. So, okay. But it's good. Like every charcoal flavor is better than it does something that like when you eat something that's been cooked over charcoal.
It's like cooking over wood chips. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
It takes on the
flavor.
you
eat it and you go, wow, this tastes like better. It tastes like it's been grilled, but also in like, a step above that.
Yeah.
So yeah, great. Especially if you do like burgers or hot dogs or steak or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit's good.
Yeah, people are like, yeah, you could taste the gas. Like, no, sir, that's carbon monoxide. Right? You have a gas leak. That explains a lot.
Yeah. No, I always think of Hank Hill getting angry at people who talk down about propane. God.
I'll sell propane and propane accessories.
But it's funny, whenever I go camping, my lady loves it. It's like her favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like a real city kid.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, so
I love that.
The first like
contrast.
2 hours I'm there, I'm in a really bad mood. Like,
oh yeah.
And you have to set up, you have to do a lot. And I'm working on a joke, I'm working on a bit, and I said, going camping, you have to like show up and build everything. Like you just first have to like build a shelter.
Yeah.
So I said it's like going to a hotel room and it's just IKEA boxes in a room.
Oh
you have
my God,
assemble it.
That's funny.
And I said, this is what camping's like, and she was like, yeah. And then like camping is like, you should go on vacation and vacation up. Like you should live better than your regular life when you're on vacation. But camping is like a step down in quality of life from a house.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when I go, the first like 2 hours, I'm setting stuff up in the woods, and there's just bugs and everything. Yeah. And all that's going through my head is like, I have a house. Like I could be in a house. We have a house to go to. But then I eventually get into it, and like I get into building fires and cooking outside and all that shit.
Yeah, your inner lizard brain kicks in. And you're like,
right, yeah.
I
start walking around.
I want to fist fight a squirrel.
Yeah, yeah. I totally adapt like as I get into it, but But I say that, and then I was walking the dogs up and someone had pulled into a thing, and he was just him and the lady are just screaming at each other, fighting. And I was laughing. I was like, everybody fights when you first get there because it's stressful. It's like a lot of work.
Oh yeah. It's like going on a cruise and be like, "Oh yeah, can you steer the ship for a little bit?" Like, what the fuck? I just want to get drunk in a pool. Yeah.
I want to try that. That have to build furniture in a hotel room. Thing on stage because I've never done it, and I got to get something out about camping. Yeah, I'm gonna use comedy as therapy as much as.
Yeah. Well, I think also it's just like it's a thing that's part of your life now. You've gone camping a bunch of times now. So
yeah.
So it's like, it's like me talking about, I don't know, dating or pooping at this point.
Getting some random strange on the road.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I hit like a weird block where I'm like, just not sex isn't as alluring as it used to be.
Yeah, you'll hit that.
Yeah,
you go back to it, the CJ Couch sexual ceiling theory.
Yeah,
where you hit enough numbers and then you become like indifferent to it. I guess you'd say.
Well, I think also
it's just not as satisfying,
I think another thing for me also is I've never really experienced a true one night stand, so all my sexual encounters have been me putting in like work. Not even work. I don't like to say like that.
So you've never. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's like just the thought of like a sexual encounter is like, well, then I gotta like, I gotta chat him up and all this stuff, and like I just wish I would just want a couple of like, hey, can I fuck? And then we fuck, and then they do their thing, and I don't like because
do you ever go out to bars?
Yeah, but the thing is like it's. I have like I'm not flashy with money. I don't have the type of money where I can just buy drinks and drinks and drinks.
Yeah, that's the thing with dating.
Yeah,
it's so expensive and it's a gamble because you could lay out a lot of money, and it's not that it's like you and you can't go into it expecting sex because women could pick up on that, and that's a turnoff, Yeah, but it's like. It sucks to spend a lot of money and like not even get along, If it starts something like a relationship or a friendship or whatever, or
Yeah,
guys don't want friendship.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Like, I'm actually friends with a couple of women I've dated and or like had,
Yeah, I know. I love women friends.
But my thing is like,
if you're dating, if you're like looking for,
I want that physical intimacy, and all those now we're in the
what
world
about
of platonics.
what is it? Tinder and Bumble.
Well, once again,
aren't those like is Bumble a relationship app, or is it like Tinder, like a hookup app?
They're all the same. Bumble,
but Tinder's like just a hookup.
Tinder's a dating app, but it's been used primarily for hookups. Bumble, same thing, but Bumble's where they.
So you got to be on Tinder.
I'm not on any of those anymore, and here's why: I don't have the traditional look of like if you're on a hookup.
Women are not.
You'd be surprised.
I know women can be shallow, but who are you aiming at? Who is your aim?
Oh, I set a wide net, and
you got to go like you should go like 30 to 45, and you'd probably clean up. I don't know if you could set an age range.
Oh, I mean, but that's
because girls in their 20s are not gonna.
Oh, I'm not. I'm no longer in the 20s. Like if anything in the 20s is like 28. That's it. But even then, it's like, because then they want to get to know me, and I was like, I just want to fuck. I just want to fuck, But I don't have the looks that I could just be like, who wants to fuck me?
There has to be ladies on there. There has to be.
They are, but not for someone who looks like me. There are for
yes,
yeah,
there are.
But 100%. I just don't have the time.
You look like Kyle Kinane's chubby older brother.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least that's human. Like I've been referred to as like Gimli from fucking Lord of the Rings. I'm like that. A dwarf who's a eunuch? Thank you. I'm a fucking mythological creature that has no dick. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You piece of shit. Like, it's unbelievable. No, but I just haven't had. I don't know. It's. I don't know. Because I don't know if I have another relationship in me for right now. Like I just want to hook up, maybe be friends, that type of thing.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah, and so the only thing that's been surefire for me is meeting them at shows.
Yeah, but isn't that
it takes time. It takes time and stuff, and like. I don't know, man. I just my thing is it feels like a hassle, so I just don't want to do it right now. Like I got too much shit going on in my life. I'm like,
sometimes
I'll just crank one out, dude. Get the fucking poison out.
Yeah. It's less expensive.
Yeah, definitely. They're like, oh, you
unless you get into cam girls and stuff.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you want to hang out, and then they'll suggest something, and I'm like, who hangs out there? Like I have a couple friends who are they're culinary tastes are like way better than mine. Like,
yeah.
And so they're like, you want to hang out? I'm like, well, yeah, sure. Like, so I'm thinking like, I don't know, let's go grab some McDonald's or something, something casual. Cause we're presenting ourselves as casual. And then they're like, well, let's meet up at this swanky fucking bar that I would never go to by myself. And I'm like, that's a date. It's a date.
Yeah.
Stop presenting this platonic hangout as a fucking date, and if I'm dating you, and I'm dropping money, I like, not that people should go into those things expecting anything from it, but like, I usually put that type of effort for someone who I'm romantically inclined for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my friends, when I hang out with my buddies, we go to Waffle House. We go to Whataburger.
Yeah,
if you're my buddy, we're going to fucking Whataburger. All right, we're not going to this swanky bar. That's for girls who have sucked my balls. That's for. That's how I feel sometimes. It's I don't know.
I know the frustration.
It feels like an asshole type thing, but like it's just I don't know.
Well, it's like, and a woman would not like that opinion, but there's like a frustration in trying to, because guys want to have sex, and then if they like a girl, they'll like stick around and like develop a relationship, and then girls want to know the person. They want to, like, for the most part. Yeah. Of course, there's a gray area to all of it, but it's like sort of like you're coming at it from people. It's like different angles, men and women are so different, and it's complicated and hard, and it's an everyday thing.
Yeah,
and you fight about it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's just to put it in comparison to one thing I notice about when I hang out with my platonic female friends.
Yeah.
So if I notice when they hang out with me, a lot of times they're wearing sweatshirts, no makeup. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
When they go on dates, they're putting on makeup, they're doing the heels, they're doing the dresses.
Yeah.
So it's the equivalency of that. If we are platonic friends, why am I gonna do the things that you do on a date? You know what I mean? Like,
which you
take you
shouldn't.
to these swanky restaurants and order sushi and all that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm going to places with you that I don't go by myself. You know,
do you drink still?
Yeah, I drink occasionally. I just not a big. I just don't like spending a bunch of money on stuff that I don't use more than occasionally. You know, like I like steaks, but I don't eat steaks every day. I'm not gonna.
Well, yeah.
I'm not gonna go to steak dinners just to hang out with girls. You know, and there's something. You gotta
get drunk with women.
Yeah,
because it helps.
Yeah, but
even your friends, you could get drunk with a friend and end up having sex with them.
I mean, but even then, there's that moral conviction thing that I have about like
you shouldn't though. You should throw morals out the window.
I mean, but that's that slippery slope I'm worried about. You know.
Well, no, I know, but it's I feel like you could get it done. I don't know. It depends on the person. And it depends on how messy and awful it would be. You gotta make sure it's not worth it. Creates a lot of trouble for you, but I could give you some. What do you like to drink? Bourbon.
Bourbon's good. Like whiskey.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I have that or rum. I can give you some of that.
Rum's good too. My thing is if it's got to have like a smooth aftertaste.
Yeah,
I can't get into like. I've had more to drink within the past couple of years than I've had my whole life. Before that, I was like fucking dry. I was a dry dude.
I got something for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Notice you got a bunch of liquor in here. Holy shit. Yeah.
Here.
Clanky.
That's pretty good. Hendrick's Gin. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had gin.
Here you go.
What's that?
Happy birthday.
Oh, shit. Angel's Envy? Oh, shit.
That is, that's a bourbon, but it's aged in, port wine casks, and it's, port wine barrels, and it's, very smooth.
Okay.
It's known for being very smooth.
Oh, it's not even been cracked open yet, dude.
No, yeah. It's a sealed.
It's from the cellars, or what does that say?
I don't know. That's whoever the
at first I thought it said from the cellars of Lance Henriksen. I'm like the actor from all the movies.
Yeah, but you could use that and either mix it with. You could drink it straight or like on the rocks.
Yeah.
Or you could mix it with I like mixing it with cherry Coke. Not that I'd mix cheaper bourbon. I'd mix like Four Roses with cherry Coke, but.
I love the idea of like hey ladies, you want me to come over with this nice bottle of...
Well, if you get a girl who likes to drink, that's nice stuff.
Yeah.
And you can get them drunk and have sex with them.
More than likely the reality is going to be I'm going to drink it and just jack off and cry. I'm just going
well, if they let you watch Louis C.K.
Yeah. You want to watch me pound my pud while I tear up a little bit? You want to
and then talk about comedy?
Yeah, it's fucking the saddest thing ever.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like a fun green room activity. And he was just doing that?
I think it was like hotel rooms.
Oh, okay.
I think it would be like, you want to come back to my room and watch me do this? And they would be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then they would go and they're like, wow, you're really doing that. And then they're like,
I disagree because I was hoping you'd make me your future for the next 7 days.
Yeah, this didn't lead to any career progression. Yeah. Now I want to. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. He was. I think he was. It's unfortunate timing when he like blew up. You know, because it was right after Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah,
which that was like a horrific thing, and then they're like, and Louis C.K. too. He must have been like, wait a second, like not me and him at the, you know, it's like different things.
Honestly, though, I mean, I'm at the point now where like it almost feels like cancel culture ain't shit. Like, I don't know. It
feels like people just step away for a tiny bit of time and then they come right back.
Yeah. So like all these like the P Diddy thing. Now we're doing full circle, like the P Diddy, and it's like, okay, well,
we just left him. Now he lives in the Bahamas. Yeah. He's like just has a better life now.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, oh, I didn't need to be a rapper this whole time. I just sell coconut water.
If you're rich in this country, you know, they don't even have to follow the rules. You know, they have like their own set of laws. They could get away with whatever they need to. You know, they just pay it off or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if worse comes to worse, like his situation, you just leave and then you go to a country there's no extradition law. Yeah. And then you're good. Then they're like, we don't care. You have tons of money and now you're bringing it to our country.
Yeah, he's probably using the Bahamas as a tax shelter anyway.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And a port.
Yeah.
A port of trafficking.
Pete Diddy here? You know, like.
Well, check my eBay account for a P. Diddy autograph.
Hell yeah. Take that.
Take that. He told you that he won't stop, you know?
Yeah. Oh God damn it. More money, more problems.
Yeah. It's good. Well, we're good.
Yeah, dude. So, you got anything fun coming up?
Oh, I'm supposed to do some kind of showcase at the Comedy Zone.
Okay.
On the 10th.
I'm doing. What are you working this week? Are you back to work?
Yeah, my regular job.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I'm doing a show tomorrow.
Oh, really? Where?
At the Sausage Castle.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
What time?
It's at night.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But at the Sausage Castle. So
I desperately want to go there because it seems really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know because I'm gonna probably leave there a little earlier. So I didn't know if you're free. I was like, because I get a guest. I'm allowed to bring a guest. And I was like,
what time are you going down there, and what time you come back?
I was probably gonna head out. Probably. Well, it's a couple hours drive, so I have to be there by 7. So it's probably about 3-ish or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, I don't think I could take off of work.
Yeah,
otherwise I would.
That's what I was asking if you're off tomorrow. It stuck up on me. I forgot about it for a minute. Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
I would love to go down there.
It's gonna be, and it's so funny because it's on a Monday. It's April Fool.
What time is the show at?
I think like 8.
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it was 2 hours away, if I left here at 6, I don't think you. But that would be like traffic and shit.
But yeah. I'll actually once we're wrapped up here, I'll look it up and get a time frame. But it stuck up on me. But I was just like, oh, dude, what better than the Fools of Foolosophy doing an April Fools, going to April Fools at the fucking Sausage Castle.
Yeah.
You know. But it's and it's so funny because. It's probably going to be still kind of wild, even though it's a Monday. It's like a Monday at the Sausage Castle usually is like pretty subdued. But the last time I was there was like on a Tuesday, and by the end of the night, somebody was having sex in the kitchen. You know, like so. It was like, oh, okay, and they were like, oh, you think that's bad? You should come here for they have like what they call members weekends, and it's just by the end of most nights, it turns into like a big orgy. You know, essentially, like they could have a campground, and then the campground is just people fucking swapping partners and stuff. It's
amazing that people could keep that lifestyle up.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, dude.
It's like Busey, right? He's
Mike like Busey.
Yeah,
and what's cool? He's a cool dude. He loves me, and I didn't realize how much he likes my comedy. But his claim to fame was like saying he was related to Gary Busey.
Yeah.
And then not too long ago, he did a DNA test. He fucking is. He actually is.
Oh, I thought he always was. Like, I always thought he.
Oh no, he would. He would tell people, and he looks like him. He looks like the.
Oh, so is he? Oh, okay.
And but the last time I was there, just a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I was like, "Are you actually related to him?" And he was like, "No, that's a fucking thing." And then he did a DNA test a little bit after that. He fucking is.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, sometime we'll try to make it down there.
That'd be fun. Yeah, because they've invited
Maybe you'll end up in an orgy tomorrow, and then you'll get this. Release thing.
So this whole most of this podcast will be null and void.
Yeah. The next podcast you're gonna be like all smooth. You'd be like, "What's up?
Yeah, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing?" You're listening to the smooth sounds.
I'm MC.
Yeah, Papa Crespo. Yeah. The ladies at the Sausage Castle call me Dick Down Crespo because I've dick down those bitches.
You storm their.
I stormed their capitals.
Yeah. Or their moats.
Their moats.
I'm trying to think of a castle thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the moat was dry until I came along, and now they're wet.
It's not fun
being dumb, but it's cool to be foolish, baby.
That's what we say.